She's there. There we are. Good evening and welcome to the August 24th, 2010 Town of Wareham Board of Selectmen Sewer Commissioners meeting. May I have a roll call, Mr. Cruz?
Yes, Madam Chair. 4 selectmen are present. Carol Winslow is absent, and also Mark Andrews, Town Administrator.
Thank you. Do you have any announcements?
There are no announcements for today.
Before we begin this evening, I'd like to ask everybody indulgence for a moment of silence for Courtney Dublois. He was a Wareham police officer, served us for 37.5 years, and he passed this week. So our condolences go out to his family. Thank you. On a more pleasant note, just before we get started, I'd just like to note the Cape Verdean Festival was a great success. I'd like to thank the organizers and everyone who attended, had a great time. I'd also like to thank the Sheriff's Department for coming down and working with the Municipal Maintenance Department and the neighbors in Onset who got out and helped clean up the streets and make Onset place we could all be proud of for the weekend of our visitors. I understand there were close to 17,000 people in Onset on the day of the festival. I was one of them, and it was a great time. So thank you all, and I know that we'll hear a little bit more about our Take Pride in Wareham program under the Town Administrator's report. Citizens' participation. Is there anyone who'd like to speak before the board this evening? This gentleman in the front, and then we'll have the gentleman in the back. Thank you. Please identify yourself for the cameras. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Barry Cosgrove. I'm a resident of Wareham, taxpayer in Wareham, and I'm here this evening as an individual citizen. This evening you're going to hear a very thoughtful summary of the consensus building process that was led by the Budget Bay Coalition. It was a process that was designed to get smart people into a room to try to come up with intelligent ideas about very complex scientific issues. Very soon, the town will be facing another project that also has a lot of very complex scientific issues associated with it. And my hope is to leave the idea with you this evening that as you listen to this presentation, you may please consider whether it might make sense to advocate for a similar type of citizens consensus building process before the complex regulatory and licensing decisions have to be made, so that you would have the benefit of people working together collaboratively to come up with smart ideas, anticipating problems. It's been heard and said that there's an interest in such a citizens committee, but after the project may or may not be approved. And I'd ask you to think about whether, as you hear the presentation tonight, it might make more sense to have such a process before you're faced with the difficult scientific and complex issues that will be involved. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cosgrove. We have another gentleman in the back who'd like to come up and identify yourself for the public. Thank you.
My name's Chet Heitzma, and I'm from Parkwood Beach. May I address just a question or two on the sewer issue, if I may, please?
Please go ahead.
We're involved, I guess, in some discussion about the sewer issues. I know that we want to make a decision expeditiously, and at the same time we want to make sure that we cover all our bases so that things don't come back to bite us in the future. Are we going to make that discussion tonight? I see on our agenda that we're scheduled to schedule a vote later tonight, but will that also include a discussion of the issues involved, or will that be postponed until the actual vote itself?
The agenda item this evening, Mr. Heitzman, is to set a date for discussion to vote on the sewer issue.
And so I'm correct in thinking then we won't be discussing the issues involved in that decision. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Mr. Robinson.
Thank you very much. I'm Ron Robinson from Oakdale Heights in Wareham. I'm somewhat glad that the gentleman came before me because I was here interested also in the sewer project. And I must apologize for not being up on what's happened since the last meeting that I was at. However, I would like to say that I think that it's, like I said before, I think that it's important that when we consider this sewer project and we consider the betterment fees, I know it's going to be good for some people, not good for others, but I would suggest that we really look seriously at this, and hopefully we're able to come out with a system that's equitable for everyone. And it might mean that one group might have to pay a little bit more than another group. Right now, my group is sort of in the middle, but I think that we don't mind paying a little bit more if everybody is going to make out all right. So I'd be very much interested in seeing what's going to happen from this point forward as far as the sewer project is concerned. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Is there anyone else for citizens' participation this evening? Seeing no one. Do we have any bills, Mr. Cruz?
No, we don't, Madam Chair.
Okay. I'm going to make a, hopefully a quick appointment of some poll workers. Can I have a motion, Mr. Cruz?
Appointment for election workers, election poll workers, emergency appointments. There are 4, Madam Chair. Patricia Trudell, Madeline Barron, Eva Sue Murphy Hall, Caroline Mazzarelli, and Saren Frazier.
Is that a motion, Mr. Cruz?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion. I'll read it one time. It'll be considered all 4. Undersigned
That's fine.
selectmen of Wareham have this day appointed you as an election poll to a term to expire no later than June 30, 2011. And those were the 4 names that I had mentioned.
I
So
have
moved.
5 names,
5 names, Mr. Cruz.
5
There's
names.
5.
Sorry, ma'am.
and I will second that for the 5 names.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? It's unanimous, 400. Thank you, poll workers, for donating your time to our community. I mean, I know you get paid a nominal sum, but still time out of your life. Thank you. Okay, the next item we have is an application for a one-day all-alcoholic beverage license. Is,
Anthony Jeffrey.
Good evening.
good evening, would you identify yourself for the
Certainly.
Record, please.
Anthony Jeffrey. And this is a one-day permit application, all alcohol, to be exercised on September 5th at the property of A.D. Makepeace on Tehonet Road. Serving hours will be 2 to 6 in the afternoon. And there is one correction I do have to make. The nature of the event was listed as a summer outing for A.D. Makepeace. It's actually a class reunion for the Upper Cape Tech School class of 1975. And that was my error. I apologize for. Otherwise, the application is accurate.
Does the board have any questions for Mr. Jeffrey? You have one of those names.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Paperwork appears to be in order. I'd entertain a motion for the event on the 5th of September.
The application for one-day all-alcohol beverage license permit by Anthony Jeffrey for a class reunion of 1975 Makepeace Company on Sunday, September 5th, 2010, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. under the provision of Chapter 138 of the Massachusetts General Law. So moved.
Walter, it's not, excuse me, it's not for A.D. Makepeace.
No.
Who did you say it was for
It's
again?
for the Upper Cape Tech class of 1975.
But it's on the A.D. Makepeace property.
Correct.
Right, there you go.
So if we
So,
can amend it,
motion is amended.
Okay, amend your.
and I will
amend-
second as amended.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain? Anybody abstain? No? It's unanimous. Thank you. Have a safe
Thank you.
outing.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to move across the town administrator's agenda and bring forward Carrie Murphy and the nitrogen consensus group,
I
please.
thought I saw Mark Rasmussen.